So it's a day about tradition, right? Ours will continue tonight. Some of those familiar faces in the NFL over the last decade or so have been with Michelle Tafoya post-game to enjoy the turkey. Wait, I know that face. Drew Brees has been a part of this tradition as well. So Tafoya will preside over the turkey legs prepared by Emerald, of course, little New Orleans style for the turkey legs for the stars of the game on Thanksgiving night. We'll see who will get those in a bit. The usual order of the Thanksgiving games in the NFL. Let's look at the highlights as we simplify the game, powered by Microsoft Surface. We begin in Detroit, where the Bears are visiting for the third time in 4 years, and Jared Goff is back after missing last week with an injury. Good early drive for the Lions, capped off by this to his former Rams teammate Josh Reynolds, a 39-yard touchdown. Dan Campbell and Jared Goff trying to get win one, up 7-0 at home. Andy Dalton on the other side. Justin Fields injured his ribs last week against Baltimore, so it's back to the veteran Dalton, and he does a good job going deep here. Darnell Mooney, the speed in that Bears receiving corps on the other end of this 52-yard game, and it set up Dalton just a play later. So look for a guy who's caught a bunch of touchdowns in this building. Jimmy Graham is first of the year, and the Bears take a 10-7 lead. Where the game stood for a little while, then a field goal by the Bears before halftime. So it's a 6-point Chicago lead as we pick it up in the third. And the Lions finally opened it up a little bit, got some passing going with Goff, who was efficient. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the rookie, for the first down there. And then back to the air, and Goff will find his very good tight end, T.J. Hockenson, not used enough for the Lions offense. And Detroit has a 1-point lead at home, perhaps sniffing that first victory of the season. But fourth quarter, the Bears put on their best drive in 8 years. It was an 8+ minute drive, and Dalton was sharp. Some third down pickups. Who else on Thanksgiving but Damiere Byrd when things break down? The first down on the gain of 13. Then 4.5 to go in the fourth. It's Dalton again. Good game for the Notre Dame tight end Cole Kmet with the mid-field goal range, but then they were able to bleed the clock. The Lions mismanaged their timeouts, inexcusably taking back-to-back timeouts, so they couldn't get the ball back. And Cairo Santos, as the clock hit 0-0, knocks through the game winner from 28 yards. The Bears snap their 5-game slide. The Lions stay winless as Dan Campbell's team is beaten 16-14 in Detroit. And then to Texas for the Raiders and the Cowboys. And it was Dak Prescott down the seam to Dalton Schultz, the tight end. This tightened this game up to 30-28. Cowboys offense has struggled without their 2 wide receivers, but using the tight ends on this late fourth quarter drive, and Schultz for the 2 there to tie it at 30. Then Daniel Carlson came on. He had a 55-yarder, a career long in Baltimore earlier this season. Here from 56 yards to give the Raiders a 3-point lead. Greg Zuerlein, who's missed an extra point, is lining up for a field goal now to tie the game. We simplify the game. Powered by Microsoft Surface, the official sideline technology partner of the NFL. So here's the playoff picture. Let's go to the AFC first. And with the Raiders playing, they could impact this. You see the division leaders on the left, the Bills on the right, no longer a division leader at 6-4. The Raiders trying to get to 6-5. They'll probably have to do it in overtime, as Zuerlein has just made that field goal to square the game in Dallas at 33. Important to the Cowboys, they are a division leader, not threatened for the moment. Washington is 3 back of the Cowboys, but Dallas is looking at the top there with Arizona at 9-2, and then the other 3 lost teams, the division leaders, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and then the Rams. So, Drew, when we look at the NFC playoff picture, there's almost like a line of demarcation after you get to the Rams there at 5-5. Any of those other teams that the Saints are in the mix, a couple of games back, did you see any of those teams threatening those top 5 as we get down the last month of the season?
Yeah, the one team I would say would be the Minnesota Vikings. Every game that they've played this year has been a very close one, and with a good run game with Dalvin Cook and playmakers in the passing game, Kirk Cousins playing the way he is, if that defense can hold up, I think that's a team that could begin to make a push.
As for those teams at the top, we mentioned the Rams and the Cardinals in their division, the other 2 teams.
Now when you hear the word Bills Mafia, now that you've been here, what's the first word that comes to mind?
Family. Yeah. Bills Mafia, they are unbelievable. This place reminds me so much of my home and how I was raised, and I feel like I would be part of Bills Mafia if I wasn't one of the football players.
Josh Allen, touchdown Buffalo! And already he has this talent. It is going to be a major love affair. He's our guy now.
For Josh Allen, football isn't the only reason his love for Buffalo feels like a family affair. There's also his connection with Oshai Children's Hospital.
There he is!
A place that recalls his own family history.
I'm Josh. My brother had a rare disease when he was little, Kawasaki disease, and he was in the hospital for about a week. And I remember how I felt seeing my brother go through that, seeing my parents go through that. You gotta do me a favor. You gotta help me put it on. All right, ready? There we go. I love it. It's the smallest thing you can do is just go say hi to somebody and just put a big smile on their face. Nice to meet you. Joe's told me all about you. Let them know that the person that they're looking up to is also looking out for them.
That's sweet. I can't believe you came. I'm glad to be here, man.
That's just a snippet of Maria's visit with Josh Allen and a reminder of the special connection with the Children's Hospital and the quarterback of the Bills. You'll see the entirety of that feature coming up at halftime from New Orleans.
By Telemundo Deportes, or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.
People always try to define New Orleans. Describe it in one word or one phrase. But they just don't get it. Because if there's one place in the world where that just ain't gonna work, it's right here. Our city, our home. I mean, people want to call this place the Big Easy. But here, sometimes it feels like nothing's easy. What we've been through, what we've come back from, and we still here. We're still playing our music. Still thankful for everything this town gives us.
I am thankful for all the first responders that I work with.
I'm thankful because there's so much love here. For live music, for parades and life in the street.
More than anything is the pride in this city.
For time with my family. For my friends.
For the city's resilience, I think it's amazing.
In New Orleans, we love throwing a party. And so, Thanksgiving, inviting the whole nation over for a football game, this suits us pretty perfect. And you say these guys are a tough test? We live for tough tests, baby. We fight through anything, and we'll come out singing and dancing on the other side. That's who we are. That's where we're from.
Go Saints! Enjoy the food, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving from New Orleans, everybody.
And in the city of great resilience and always welcoming people, they're also bonded by their love of their Saints and the place where the city's gathered for more than a half century, the Caesars Superdome, where Trevor Siemian will start at quarterback tonight for the 5-5 New Orleans Saints. Meantime, New Orleans on this field beat the champs, Tampa Bay, who are feeling pretty good about themselves at 5-2, but have lost their last three and have a lot of injuries on offense. Speaking of offense and the Saints, a lot of their offense the last decade and a half is here. Drew Brees in the booth with me. So, Drew, it's got to feel pretty weird being in the dome for a Saints game, being up here in the booth where I can promise you it's loud, but it's also a little bit safer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool from this vantage point. I've never seen the lights go out with all the the cell phone lights out. That's an unbelievable atmosphere. So many incredible moments and memories in here, and these are some of the greatest fans in the world. This is probably one of the best home field advantages in the world here.
All right, that's what Buffalo's coming into. The Bills looked really good the first 2 months. What's happened since then?
Well, let's start with their offense. Offensively, I think pass game. They're so used to these big plays and forcing these big plays. They're going to have to be much more patient in the passing game. They've got some matchups. They just have to take advantage of it, be ready to drive the football. With their run game, so much of their run game is predicated on Josh Allen. They need to find other running backs like Matt Breida to be able to take some of the pressure off and make that more consistent. And then just take care of the football. If they can take care of the football in this game, 0 turnovers, they have a great chance to win.
No Alvin Kamara, no Mark Ingram, a lot of new faces for the Saints. How do they create offense tonight?
Well, with their passing game, they're going to need some of these young receivers to step up and make some plays. This Bills defense is down safety, 8-man boxes. They're going to try to stop the run, especially with what happened to them last week, make them one-dimensional. So with the run game, just dent the defense, set up the play actions, make some plays. And for them, it's okay to punt. It's okay to play the field position game. Make the Bills offense go the long way because, by the way, the Saints defense is pretty good too.
You mentioned the fans in this place. It's always special. It's always spicy in New Orleans. A little added treat for Thanksgiving.
But
What's my safe flight story? It's been a
NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 56, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Performing tonight's national anthem, the lead singer of Tank and the Bangas, New Orleans' own Grammy-nominated Miss Tariana Tank Ball.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Let's hear it one more time for Miss Tariana.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem. We get set for kickoff, and once again to the sideline, and Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike,